Greetings and salutations. My name is Tish, and welcome to the Artist Haven, where home plus art equals heart. In today's live video broadcast, it is Coffee with Tish, and I've got my coffee all ready. Well, that's the first cup. Wait till I get to the second cup. Then I'll be talking like the speed talker, the micro machines man. So, in today's video, I wanted to start going over some basics every week, and I figured this would be a good time to do it, to do experiments, to do some basic acrylic pouring, some basic YouTube things, just back to basics. So people out there that watch my videos, if they have questions, they can ask them on those particular days, and we can just start basically from scratch. And I've been doing acrylic pouring for a little over a year now, and I am one of those that love to experiment and try new things, but I find my tried and true, and I kind of stick to it until I experiment and find something else that I like better. So I have a couple of videos out there, and I'll put the information card right up in this general vicinity with those, the cloud pour paint and how I mix just basic paint, which like the craft paints and the softer body paints. So let's see who's in chat, and then we can get down to this. So if anybody has any questions, just put them in chat. I'm going to try and do my best to remove my see that. Okay, you guys, if you were at Artapalooza last night, I was talking about how I prop things up. I stack these these little blocks up, and I put my web camera on top of here when I'm doing Artapalooza. So just so you guys know, I am just kind of hack and slash out here. So, Gina Bina, good morning. Sketch Art and Drawing BD, good morning. Hello, greetings and salutations. It's wonderful to see you here. And Lisa from SR Helpers, hello. Good morning, Brooke. Hello, hello. How's second grade? And Doris, hello, neighbor. And Miss Elisa from Jots Designs, hello, hello. She is working, so she can't listen, but she loves watching my hands talk, and so I have to do this a lot just for her. Yeah. Tish is the MacGyver of video setups. Abso-freaking-lutely. Because, when you are on a budget and you don't really have the money to do stuff, you just kind of, get inventive. So I have been called the queen of upcycle, because I can take just stuff and make something cool out of it. So, first, I wanted to talk about, I want to grab my chair, though. Hang on, because I need my chair. Because I was busy building yesterday, and now my back is like, whoa, dude, what did you do? Okay, so we're going to set up the chair and the little foot feet thing. The teacher The teacher overslept. You're not supposed to. Oh, I'm sorry for keeping you up so late. Right on, coffee. Absolutely. Yes, always have to have coffee in the morning, or tea. I do drink tea sometimes, especially in the summertime. I'll drink green tea because it's just more refreshing in the morning. When it's hot, you wake up and it's already 75 degrees and it's like the. So I make iced green tea. Okay, so I want to talk to you a little bit about the different kinds of paints. And I forgot to grab, hang on one second. Gotta meander over to. Ugh. Now, there's different kinds of paints out there, and let me see if I can find. I'll just grab one of these. Okay, so and you've got your craft paint, which you can get for like $1 at Target, Walmart. Joann's has them on sale all the time. And these will work for acrylic pouring. They work for a lot of things. I use craft paints for a lot of things. I don't use them for acrylic pouring as much as I used to. And just because they don't have the density of the paint on there, or the completely translucent paint. What was that? Flicker. And I like to know what kind of paint I'm working with, just so I can develop cells by using the different densities of paint. So that's why I've gotten away from using craft paints. But for a beginner, craft paints are an inexpensive option. I mean, you can buy, I think Joann's a lot of the time has these like five for $5. So does Michael's. I think even like Blick's even has them on sale, or Jerry's Artorama. They're inexpensive option, and you can mix these with any pouring medium. So the other ones, this is a heavy body paint. I'll show you the difference between a heavy body and then like a regular tube paint, like Liquitex Basics. These are my favorite. I love these. I'm trying to get away from Master's Touch because Hobby Lobby is boo. We don't talk about Hobby Lobby anymore. But I just grabbed some colors that I needed to mix up. This is the iridescent white, but the textures of these paints make them a little bit different to mix. Also, you can use house paint. This is the sample. This is, baby poop brown. But I got it as a sample for like 50 cents on the Oops rack. And this is an interior eggshell enamel. So this will give me the enamel parts. I'm just going to experiment with this one because it's the eggshell versus the satin. And that's why I grabbed this, because I wanted to experiment with this and getting the cloud effect. So that's why I grabbed this. But this mixes up, they all mix up differently. So what I do for a heavy body paint, I don't want to tip this too far because I have it tipped upside down so it all came to the top, is I use a pouring medium to mix up my paints a little bit before I add my Floetrol. So what I'll do is, first let's show you the differences in texture. Okay, I'm going to grab a little stick here. Come on. Well, it's not a little stick, it's a big stick. But so this is a heavy body paint. This is it's more like toothpaste. Okay, so you can see that it holds its shape. This is not going to come off this stick. Well, it might if I hang it upside down too long. Just gravity, I'm finding out how gravity really works as the older I get. But you can see that it's nice and thick. But this is, to make this into a liquid form to pour with, is kind of a pain in the keister. So I'm going to put that in the cup so I don't drop it. And then, so that's the heavy bodied paint. And then we'll grab this Liquitex Basics. And sometimes the lid will come off, and on this one, it doesn't. So let me bring this up here, and we're going to spooge a little out, hopefully. And now you can see that still has some body, but if I tip it on its side, it's starting to drip off. It's not as formed as the heavy body. It's kind of starting to level out a little bit. Let's see. So, and this isn't iridescent, so it's kind of shiny, but it moves. That heavy body didn't move, and if I turn this upside down, it's going to drip off. So, and I can see it elongating. I wish I had another camera. I'm working on it though. So that's that paint. Okay, move that over there because we're going to mix that up later. Dude, stay where I put you. Stay. Now we'll take some craft paint. And this one hasn't been open. I hope this isn't too old. Because I buy craft paint because I love the color, and then it sits on my shelf for like a year. Because I love that color. That is like an awesome orange. It is called Tangerine by Craftsmart. But this is a multi-surface premium satin acrylic paint. Haha, there we go. We'll give this a shake. Art of Nature Photography, welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. Oh, yeah, Lisa. Oh, I gotta scan up. I hope Tater is okay. Tater is Elisa's dog, and he's kind of become the haven dog. Trying to scroll up. Oh, Johnny's here. Hello, Johnny. Good morning. Trying to scroll up to see how Tater. Okay. She's jumping on the bed. We're going to call that PE. Yeah, hey, that works. And then you can do home ec and have her make her bed. Oh, good. He's eating now. Okay. Okay. Well, he's still off. Oh, poor puppy. Okay. I think my arm's tired now. Okay, so, whoa. See, we can see that it's very, very liquid because it's like spuging out the top. That's what she said. And come on. You can see I put a dollop on there and it's very soft and very, it wants to run right off the stick. So you can see that this is definitely very soft, very liquid. I can actually probably just paint the stick just by letting gravity help me. But you can see the difference. Okay, let's tip it this way because I don't want to see the difference in the form. Let's bring up the, oh. Well, I got a nice little Dairy Queen dip on there because it hit the side of the cup. But there we go. You can see the differences. Okay. And so this is probably my favorite red. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure out 1 ounce of pouring medium, and I use the gloss medium and varnish from Liquitex. You can use whatever pouring medium you wish. You can use PVA glue, you can use even Floetrol, but I find that mixing it with Floetrol, you have to stir and 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 stir. With this particular pouring medium, I don't have to stir for as long. Okay, let's see if I can get this open. My body is rebelling against me. So we're going to put 1 ounce of pouring medium. Okay, we got a little bit over 1 ounce, and that's okay. And then I'm going to put 1/2 ounce of paint. And so we're going to start at the bottom or top and work our way up. And it just spooges out. Here we go. That should be good. Yep. Okay. So we're going to mix this up. Okay, so you can see the pouring medium. Oh, there we go. The pouring medium is in the bottom there. I always put the pouring medium in first because it keeps the paint from sticking on the bottom. So you can see we won't talk about what that really looks like. So let's get the scale out of the way for a moment. And then I'm just going to mix this in there too. So this will blend in so much easier than trying to do a little bit of Floetrol because they are similar in consistency. But you can see that it turns it much more like the craft paint. And then because it's a pouring medium, it won't degrade. Is that the right word? It won't degrade. There we go. We'll just say that. The bonding and the color of the paint. So you can see a much more paste-like consistency. And that's what we want. And then what we'll do, I'm going to scrape the sides and the bottom, just like mixing resin, just to make sure that we got all the lumps out. Because if you did this straight into Floetrol, you'd be mixing for a while. Because Floetrol is so much more liquid than the paint. So you're basically taking steps. You're basically stepping this into a thicker medium, so it's more like this. And then we'll add Floetrol to make it even thinner. So baby steps, right? Baby steps. Okay, so usually I will start with 2 to 1 when it comes to these. So I have 1.5 ounces of medium already in there. So I'm going to add 3 ounces of Floetrol. If I can find my bottle of Floetrol. If not, I'm going to use my bucket. I can't find it. Okay. Okay, so let's give this a stir. Hang on. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm 90. Okay. And let me just say real quick, if you're new to our channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I appreciate you. And if you are enjoying this and you enjoy our vibe and want to join a little artistic tribe, all you got to do is click that subscribe. And you'll find our chat is really, really welcoming. And if I don't see a question, there are a lot of knowledgeable people in our chat, and they will welcome you and answer your questions. And if they're really feeling feisty and and see your question and they don't have the answers, they'll message me on my phone and let me know if I happen to miss it. But here's me just jabbering on and on. Okay, so this is Floetrol. Let me grab a bottle of it so I can show you really quick. I keep it under my table because I use a lot of it, and I buy it by the gallon. You can buy it. They do have it by quart, but a quart of this is like $7 and a gallon is like 14. So, and there's 4 quarts to a gallon, so you can do the math. So even if you don't think you're going to use all of it right away, you know, if you're budget minded like me, buy it by the gallon. This stuff has a shelf life, I think, is 3 years. You do want to shake it and you do want to strain it. And we'll go over this specifically on another live, in another video. So there is an oil-based and a latex base. You want to get the latex-based one. So there's that. I've already strained a bunch because I've been mixing paint like a mad woman. So I strain it out, into a sherbet container because I eat a lot of sherbet. I love sherbet. So we're going to start with 3 ounces. Okay. And each color, each brand of paint, each pouring medium that you use, we're going to go a little 3.5 because this has a little bit more. Everything that you use is going to be a little bit different. Even some of the craft paints, like this brand of craft paint, the Craft Smart, I find is a little bit thicker than some of the other craft paints out there. I know Anita's is usually a little bit thicker. So you just got to kind of, we're going to go for a consistency here. And because I am a pastry chef and a soap maker, I kind of have a different way of looking at consistencies than most artists. They say warm honey, they say mound on a mound, they say all these different terms. And for me, I count trace. Okay, and trace is the trail that is left when you run your stick either through it or you drizzle it off into the top. So I picked a color that I thought would show up on camera. Plus I needed this red. This is, like I said, this is my favorite red. You get the coolest effects with this. It's quinacridone red orange, and it's just, yeah, I got it on clearance at Michael's because they were redoing their reset in the store. Okay, so let's see if I readjusted the light so I could get a little bit in the cup here. And I'm going to see if you can see that. It is like barely pouring off the stick, and it's got a trace of like 7. So what I mean by trace is I take the stick. There we go. And see how it makes the loop? Okay, maybe I got too much glare. Let's try it that way. I'm trying to see in the cup too. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're at 7. So what I usually mix my paints to is I take the stick, swirl it around, and start counting right away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 almost. So that's a trace of 8. I'll say 7 just to keep it consistent because I've been saying 7 this whole time. What I usually mix to is a trace of 5. And then I put it in my bottle, and then I adjust my paint for other pours. I usually use the 5, the very thick paint, to do certain kinds of art versus, I'll go down to a trace of 3, a trace of 1, and then you have the 0 trace, which is when it pours right off to the stick and makes a divot in the surface of the paint. So I hope that's not confusing. So hang on, I'm going to check out the chat, make sure we don't have any questions. Thank you, Doris, for posting all that stuff. Johnny's doing laundry. Come over and do mine, will ya? I hate doing laundry. But then I have to go to the laundromat, so. Toothpaste thick. Yes, very, very thick. Did I miss Jay? I miss Jay. Hello, Jay. Oh, and Brenda's here. Hello, Brenda. There's Jay. Good morning, Jay. Yep, a lot of people do put like a nylon, like a nylon stocking over the top of their Floetrol. I'm a klutz, and I've had that stocking fall off into what I was pouring it into, so I don't do that anymore. Did I go over your head? How did I go over your head? Okay, you understand now? Okay. Oh, bother you guys. Okay, so this is still really thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back on the scale. And and we're going to add, so I put 3 in there. So we're going to put another 3 in there. And that should be good. What did I do with it? There it is, right in front of your face, Tish. Jeez, oh Pete, I need more coffee. So we're gonna stir this up again, make sure there's no lumps in it because it's been sitting out and it's getting towards the bottom. So let's do another 3. So we'll have a total of 6 ounces of Floetrol, 1 ounce of pouring medium, and a 1/2 ounce of paint. And that's why I don't mind spending the extra, even though I got this one on clearance. I don't mind spending the extra money to get the heavy body acrylics because you use so much less paint. And the best, I'm going to tell you right now, the best place to buy this, the least expensive place that I have found online to buy that pouring medium is $18 or $19. I want to say Craft. What is it? I can't remember. I'll post it in the description down below. It's like Craft something. Where's Blair when you need her? She's the one that remembers all these places because we talk about stuff. So let's see. We're still, there we go. Now we're at a 5. Okay, so let's see if I can get this up in here and show you guys and not be all glarish. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna move my chair and bring out my step stool so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Kinda, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're at a 5. And it makes a mound. See, that's the thing that confused me is a lot of people say, oh, it's a mound on a mound on a mound. It's like, yeah, I can get a mound on a mound on a mound when I have it really thick. I can get a mound on a mound when it's really thin. It depends on the size of my stick. That's what he said. But it also depends on how high I hold it, how low, how close, surface tension is a thing. Because, see, I don't get a mound on a mound if I hold it really close. But I get it if I hold it, about an inch above. So gravity and, the whole physics thing has a lot to do with it. But you can see, even if I just drag my stick through, it takes a few seconds for it to come back together. Okay. Now, let's move some of this stuff out of the way. Let me get down off my step stool before I fall down off of it. I am grateful for this table behind me. Okay. Get that, get these, move this out of the way. Hey, flipper guy. The squirrel is on my screen again. She wants her peanuts. And I said peanuts, y'all, peanuts. Okay, so let's do this red. We're going to do a little painting just to show you how this works. I got a little 8x10 canvas here, which I need to get more of. Let's see. Let's do this violet and this ultramarine blue. Okay, and we're just going to do a flip cup. Okay. I have a thing about pouring my paint on a canvas. I know a lot of people do it on their videos because they just don't have the room. I have a 6-foot table here. I got plenty of room. So let me find some white. Now you're going to find that the Artist Loft paints, they come in varying, like really varying consistencies. Like these ones, this one is the Floetrol. That is going to be a lot thinner than, say, the Level 1. Okay, and that's how you're going to know. That's why I say you got to pour each one individually, mix each one individually, and get the consistency that you want. And then what I do is on here, I make notes on my bottle so I know what I need to mix the next one to. And your Floetrol will vary in difference in consistency. Sometimes it'll be really, really thin. And here's a quick tip. And I found this out by accident because I forgot. I live in Minnesota and I forgot my Floetrol in my car, in my little micro SUV. And and so I forgot it in my car overnight, and it didn't freeze, but it got like 35 degrees, so it was really cold. And I don't want pink. So I probably should shake this up. But anyway, it got cold and it got thick. So there you go. Oh, see you later, Brenda. Have a great day. Yeah, you judge by how it drips or bounces off the stick. But see, Lisa, I've had so many people tell me so many different things, and it's going to vary because of this stick. Okay, this stick is going to drip differently than this stick. Okay, so that's one thing that's why I use the trace, because they're going to pour off the same. Because I have 3 different size sticks. Actually, technically, I've got 4. Because I've got all kinds of sticks going on around this place. So it's going to depend on the size of your stick. Oh, bother. You guys are just, this living alone thing is this living alone has kind of gotten to my brain. All right, so we're going to put some purple in here. We're going to cover up all that white. There we go. And I'm going to put some red in there. Now this is, I think this violet is opaque. I usually write on there. The ultramarine blue, this is a semi-transparent, and then this is a transparent. So we'll get some cells just from air bubbles, from the pouring of the paint. But for the most part, we're not going to have a lot of, we're going to have most of our cells are going to come from the different densities of the paint. And we'll go over that because there's a whole science thing behind it, and it's interesting as heck, and I love it because I'm kind of a geeky girl. Okay, so let's shoot that in there. Okay, and we're going to put a little bit of purple on top too, just because purple's my favorite color. There we go. So I'm going to put those off to the side. I'm going to, there it is. Okay. Just a little white paint on top. Kind of do a quasi sandwich pour. Okay. And this is a 9-ounce cup, so we're good. All right. I need my flipper. Okay, this is my best tool that I bought at the dollar store. It's actually a bench scraper, like for a kitchen. But because I have no talent when it comes to flipping things, even that small of a canvas, I'd make a mess. So I put this on top, flip, and slide. There we go. Okay, and then let's take a stick and wipe that off. And this needs to get washed, but that'll happen later. So stick that back up there. All right, let's check out chat while we're going to let this kind of all flow down and see what happens. Let me check the chat and see what's going on. Oh, Brooke's got to go. Got to run, y'all. Have a Zoom meeting with my kids. Actual teacher. Have a good day, Brooke. Hey, get your video done. All right, let's scroll back up here. Let's see. I put a strainer on my Floetrol. Yep. Yeah. It gets goopy, she says. Okay, so yeah, Rick Cheadle has been like, I love watching his stuff, and I'll integrate rubbing alcohol, the 91% rubbing alcohol, into my paint mixes sometimes, just because I learned that trick from him, and it's cool as heck. Plus, it helps pop bubbles. So if you don't like freckles, I love freckles. Chunky ice slushy, yes. That's called a margarita, and we serve those here, usually on Friday or Saturday nights. I rock because, Tish, you rock because I'm a geek too. I love to learn new science stuff. You know, if it wasn't for all the math in science, I probably would have done really, 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 really good at science. Well, hello, Miss Tracy. Good to see you. Yes, Jay, I don't do meetings with teachers. Yeah, you don't seem like a meetings with teachers kind of guy. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn it this way. We're going to bring it up here, and I'll probably do a lip. I don't know. We'll see, but let's flip it and see what happens. Let's bring this through here like this, and here like this, and then we're going to let it sit here. I'm going to scrape this cup out just to get the extra paint on the corners. At least this corner. It's all going to drip off anyway. But I'm going to move this around a little bit. We're just going to kind of blend this in. There we go. Because this is going to get all covered anyways. The paint's good, but I just want to be able to encourage it over the corner. So I got new cups at Walmart too. That was the one thing about this whole quarantine thing. Everybody was buying like everything, and it's like, dude, I just want cups so I can make my paintings. Okay, so I'm just going to move this down a little bit, like so. Okay, just so we get it kind of covering the canvas. Yeah, I kind of went a little heavy with the paint, but that's okay. We're going to take out our torch. Not go too close, but close enough to pop some of those air bubbles, because we did just mix the red paint, and I always shake up my paint before I use it, and I really like this red, so we're going to go like so, like that. And then we're going to bring this down. There we go. And bring it back right about there, and then we're going to tip it off this side. Okay, hang on. And I don't wear gloves because I think they're a pain in the butt. And plus, I like to save them because they are in short supply. I like to save them for when I work with resin, or like my big heavy duty ones that I have. Let's turn this. Oops, I just got my arm in the paint. I like to save them for when I use like strippers and stuff like that for my furniture. So, because I've got those Venom Steel or whatever those black ones are called. Okay. There we go. We're just going to kind of help it over the corner because I don't want this whole thing to drip off. So we're going to take a little bit and we're just going to go bleep right there. Actually, I wanted the blue. Where's the blue? There's the blue. There we go. All right, then we're going to bring this back so we get our cells kind of back into shape. I'm going to open up that ribbon a little bit. Here we go. Let's see. I'm going to tip this off a little bit. Let's see, where's my paint at? There we go. Bring that back. Not drop it. My arms are just like, wait a minute, what are you doing? All right. So we're going to drip off. We're going to wipe off the excess. And put a little bit of blue right there. Normally I use a palette knife, but my palette knife is in the kitchen in the sink. Dang it, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Still not what I wanted. Hang on, I'm gonna grab a stick. This might work better. There we go. This is getting all muddy. And I like mud, okay? I do. Mud masks and mud pies and, you know, mud, the mud cakes. There we go. I like that. bring it off the edge a little bit here. There we go. All right, let's put this down. I'll wipe off my hands and grab the torch again. I had a bunch of towels ready, but yeah, it's gonna be that kind of day, I guess. Okay, now I look like, yeah, I look like a butcher. All right. So I got most of it off. I'm washable, and I gotta go do dishes anyway, so it's all gonna come off, and it all comes out in the wash, right? My hands are sticky. Okay, so let's torch this, and then I'll show you the final review. And you can, there is no silicone in any of these paints or dimethicone or anything like that. It's just Floetrol. And you can see how the white is kind of dissipating. Just making sure. And I got some white freckles. Yay, freckles. All right, so let's bring this up. And you can see the lacing of the red and underneath the blue. So using the different densities of paints gives you more dimension, and that's what I like. That's why I started steering away from the craft paints. But I'm going to bring them back because we're going to do the whole beginner series on Thursday mornings. At least Thursday morning here in Minnesota. Wherever you're at, this is when we'll be on. So if it's afternoon for you, there it is. And I don't know if you can see that one cell right there. Bringing it in. It's got a white edge, and then it's got blue and red inside of it. And it's just, I don't know. It's really cool. All right. So if you have any questions, please put them in the chat right now. If not, if you're watching this on replay, please put your questions or comments or concerns or whatever you have going on in your head right now. Please just put them down in the comments section. Let me know. Did you like this video? And hey, if you're liking this video, please smash that like button. You know, like I said, you can always gently caress it, but I'm kind of a smash kind of girl. Oh, Alanis Morissette. That brings back memories. Strippers? No, not those kind of strippers. I would actually like go on camera to show those. So hey, I have always wanted to learn more about the density of paint and how the effects turn out differently. Thank you for this tutorial. You're very welcome. And Lisa, I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail and show some examples of it. Next Thursday, I will show the dried results of this painting, so you can kind of see how it all works. So, all right, let's bring it down, bring it down. Patriotic, yes, very patriotic. It is almost, you know what? We're only about a month away from Memorial Day. Isn't that scary, y'all? Oh, Michelle is here. Sorry to be late. Power outages. Well, I'll excuse it this time, honey. No, actually, that's awesome that you're here, even after dealing with all of that craziness. Yeah, things get a little erratic. I get that. Morning here in Colorado. Well, hello from Minnesota to Colorado. We have a few other people in Colorado too. I used to live in Colorado, and I miss it. I miss the mountains. Gina, another neighbor. Yay! So, I'm grateful that you all have joined me this morning. If you come up with any questions, come back to this video and let me know what you're struggling with, what you need, what you really want to learn as far as acrylic pours, and we'll go into more detail on how to finish your paintings, how to just do different things. I might bring on some other people that are better at things than I am, and bring them on in the morning and let them teach both of us so we can learn together. Because I have the strong opinion that if you're learning stuff, you're growing, and that's a good thing. So be sure to check out, I'm going to put some videos up here in this general vicinity after this is over and is processed by YouTube. Check out those videos, and those will help you as well. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. Truly, truly, truly appreciate you joining me this morning. I love the interaction, and I love how we're all coming together as a community, even online, during these difficult times. So thank you so much. Remember, be kind to one another. Peace, love, and happiness.